tonight. After the floods, now the massive clean-up begins. Well, the flooding took out 3 tube lines as well, and there are still problems tonight. We'll have the latest. Good evening. The clean-up operation has started after flash floods caused chaos across London. A month's worth of rain fell in just 2 hours, turning roads to rivers, pouring through shop fronts and into basements, destroying businesses, livelihoods and memories. North and West London were the worst hit, with extraordinary pictures showing water gushing up out of toilets as drains were overwhelmed and cascading downstairs at one tube station. Well, this time yesterday, the network had ground to a halt, unable to cope. Today, the rain is gone, but it'll take much longer to clear up the damage it caused. Our correspondent Simon Harris reports. On to other news, and a second man has been arrested over the fatal stabbing of a teenager in South London. We're staying with the football, and UEFA has started disciplinary proceedings against the FA after hundreds of people broke through security to get into Wembley Stadium for that final on Sunday. Antoine Allen is here. So, Antoine, what exactly will they be looking at?
Yes, Sunday should have been an advert for the beautiful game, but we saw scenes that nobody tuned. And when it comes to lifting that standard, if there's any hope of...
Well, they are the iconic symbols of London life, black cabs with their yellow lights, but there are now fewer on the road than at any time in the last 40 years. More than a quarter of drivers have quit, blaming the pandemic and lack of support they say they received. So, what is the future for them? Martin Stew reports. The London Marathon will go ahead as planned in October. Organisers have confirmed that easing restrictions means 50,000 runners can compete. While senior correspondent Ronke Phillips is here. So, Ronke, the marathon will happen in October, but it will be quite different from marathons of the past.
Yeah, well, the first big difference is it's going to be, organisers say, they have to wait for guidance on the numbers, charities as well, because did you know that the London Marathon is the largest single charity raising event?
Last week, London reached a grim milestone which saw more teenagers die violently this year so far than the whole of 2020. The majority of those 21 teenagers were killed as a result of knife attacks. This week, a film made by the families of those lost to life crime will be shown across schools in Islington. The impact of knife crime aims to educate young people about making safer choices. Let's take a look. Well, that was Jenny Appleton. Her teenage son, Stefan, was stabbed to death while out with friends in 2015. And I'm pleased to say that Jenny joins us now, along with Stefan's cousin.
Thank you.
Still to come around the world. Next tonight, 3 girls who are willing to talk about everything. Well, that is how my next guests describe themselves. Talani Shanae, Audrey Indermary and Milena Sanchez are the voices behind the... Next now to a record breaker who's flown solo around the world, aged just 18. Sally Williams has been to meet Travis Ludlow. Oh, and Sally is back from High Wycombe and here with me in the studio. Sally, can we talk about that rain yesterday? Goodness me. I was quite lucky, actually. I think I was collapsed on the sofa for most of yesterday. Go on.
Well, some know where to go, and hence the chaos that we had.